My top lawyer wife lost her first case. Against her intern lover. My wife is one of the city's top lawyers. 5 years in practice, never lost a single case. Until she defended my resort in a liability suit and lost to an intern who hadn't even passed the bar yet. The court ordered us to pay $3 million in damages. The intern posted the verdict on LinkedIn. Thank you to my mentor for the support. One day, I'll stand beside you as an equal. I commented below. Pride comes before the fall. My wife called. Immediately. Delete that comment. Now. You're a grown man, stop being a sore loser. His career is just starting. He can't afford any negativity. If you can't understand that, we're done. Fine by me. Let's see who loses more in a divorce. What Victoria didn't know was that when she signed the settlement papers for my case, I'd slipped a divorce agreement at the bottom of the stack. A mistake she'd never normally make. But love makes you blind. Chapter 1. I drove to another law firm that morning. The verdict had just come down. I had 15 days to appeal. But firm after firm turned me away. Nobody wanted to go up against Victoria Sterling. I was about to give up when my phone buzzed. A notification from Victoria's firm's group chat. Attorney Ryan Hayes. Hi everyone, I'm Ryan Hayes, Victoria's mentor from law school. Excited to join the team today. Looking forward to working with you all. Victoria had brought Ryan into her firm. Right out in the open. Then Victoria tagged Ryan. Victoria Sterling, Ryan just won his first major case, choosing to join us. Is our honor. Drinks on me tonight to celebrate. Her associates immediately started kissing up. Legendary. Winning a multi-million-dollar case before even graduating. The future belongs to the young. Ryan, please take care of us mere mortals. Can't wait to learn from you. You should turn this victory into a case study for our training program. They praised Ryan to the heavens, completely ignoring that the firm's biggest investor and majority shareholder was still in the chat. At the peak of their celebration, I left the group. Out of sight, out of mind. 5 minutes. Later, the firm's CFO called. Mr. Coleman, today's the deadline for the capital injection. The funds haven't arrived yet? I raised an eyebrow. Now they remembered me. No money, I said coldly. The CFO paused, then spoke impatiently. I don't care what fight you're having with Victoria, but we agreed on the $3 million investment last month. Please complete the transfer immediately, or I'll have to inform Victoria. Threatening me with Victoria? Go ahead. I hung up. The CFO called back several times. I declined them all. I was done enabling Victoria's behavior, using my money to feed wins to her boy toy, expecting me to keep funding their firm. Since local firms wouldn't take my case, I made the call I'd been avoiding. She agreed immediately. She'd be here tomorrow. My mood lifted. I just hung up when my phone rang again. Thinking she'd forgotten something, I answered without checking. Victoria's voice came through instead. Marcus, why are you ignoring Linda's calls? Where's the money? Don't you know the employees need their paychecks? I laughed, leaning back in my chair. Victoria. What do your employees' paychecks have to do with me? 3 years. I hadn't seen a dime in dividends. Meanwhile, she'd rented prime Manhattan office space, millions in rent annually. Equipment upgraded yearly, only the best. Top-tier security systems requiring hundreds of thousands in maintenance. I was done being the fool. My attitude must have triggered her. Victoria exploded. What's this attitude? Running a company isn't child's play. Transfer the money now. Add another $2 million, I need new equipment. Marcus, stop trying to get my attention this way. It only makes me despise you more. With my reputation, I have investors lining up. The entire firm makes money for you, how dare you withhold paychecks? Victoria, investments require ROI. The project's not profitable, so I'm pulling out. Problem? She paused, calming slightly. Who says the firm isn't profitable? Then where's my dividend? Victoria's momentum weakened. We're married. It's all marital assets anyway. Why split hairs? I scoffed. Her voice rose again. You're upset about losing the case, taking it out on me? You think I enjoyed losing? Instead of comforting me, all you care about is money? Marcus, your resort failed to maintain safety protocols, leading to a guest's medical emergency. It's your fault. You can afford the millions, why be so petty? I've already recruited their lawyer to our firm. We'll win more cases, make more money. Transfer $5 million now, or we'll be a laughingstock when we can't make payroll. Before I could respond, I heard a low voice in the background. Maybe I should explain to Marcus. You should eat, you haven't had anything since morning. It's bad for your stomach. I laughed. Ms. Sterling should go eat. Don't starve yourself and blame me for the medical bills. I hung up and blocked Victoria's number. Peace at last. Chapter 2. I drove to a countryside retreat to clear my head. My phone flooded with messages from firm employees asking about their paychecks. Victoria had clearly spread the word. Their messages weren't polite. Mr. Coleman, we're just workers. Don't drag us into your marital drama. I need to buy formula for my baby. Lost the case. But life goes on. Don't be so petty, Mr. Coleman. Karma's real. We're all lawyers here. Don't make this ugly. Go after Ryan if you're angry, not us. One unknown number even threatened legal action. Pay up or I'll sue you into bankruptcy. I blocked them all. Let them threaten someone who cares. By evening, I'd checked into the retreat. My assistant called immediately. Mr. Coleman, Victoria just withdrew $10 million from the company account. Said you approved it. I gripped the phone tighter. Already. Withdrawn? Yes. I nearly threw my phone. Victoria had some nerve withdrawing funds in my name without authorization. I took several deep breaths. Close all joint accounts. Stocks, funds, banks, everything. Then call the police. My assistant hesitated. Mr. Coleman, police involvement will blow this up. We have other shareholders. Maybe we should handle this quietly. Get Victoria to return the money, minimize the damage. I thought it over and decided to return immediately. A notification popped up. Ryan had posted a new Instagram story. Boss treating us to dinner. First time at a Michelin 3-star. The video showed the entire firm dining at a restaurant where meals cost thousands per person. We all knew whose money they were spending. I drove straight to the restaurant. I arrived just as they were leaving, discussing where to continue the party. I stopped my car inches from the group. Several people screamed. Ryan recognized me and stood in front of my car. Planning to run us over, Mr. Coleman? Looking at his self-righteous face, I smiled mockingly. I started the engine and revved it hard. With the handbrake engaged, the engine roared without moving forward. Ryan. Victoria emerged from paying the bill. The moment she appeared, Ryan, who'd been fearless seconds ago, suddenly collapsed in front of my car. He leaned on Victoria's shoulder. Victoria, if you hadn't come, I might be dead. Victoria looked pained, shouting at me. Marcus, are you insane? I'll call the police. I killed the engine and rolled down the window. Before I could speak, Ryan grabbed Victoria's hand. Victoria, don't call the police. Mr. Coleman's just upset with me. It would hurt his reputation. I laughed coldly, staring at Ryan's flushed face. Terrible acting. You should be pale and teary right now. All that righteous energy? Wrong vibe entirely. I made disapproving sounds. Ryan lowered his head silently. But Victoria lost it. Marcus, are you sick? So what if you lost the case? Do you have to act like a rabid dog? We're adults. Have some dignity. Who lacked dignity here? Their logic astounded me. Done wasting time, I threw the legal documents at Victoria's face. Ms. Sterling never loses, right? Surely you won't lose your own case? Oh wait, you already lost to Ryan. Should he represent you? Before Victoria could read the papers, I threw out another document. Actually, Ryan can't help. I'm appealing the resort case. He'll be busy defending himself. I started the car and drove off. Turning the corner, Ryan got a face full of exhaust, coughing until tears came. He looked helplessly at Victoria. What do we do now? Victoria's expression was dismissive. She crumpled both papers and tossed them in the trash. I've never lost a case. Chapter 3. The next day, my lawyer arrived. After briefing her on the case, I returned to handle the financial mess. Victoria wasn't idle either. First, she used her influence to warn every firm against taking my case. Then she sent people to collect evidence at my resort. She focused everything on Ryan's case, ignoring the embezzlement entirely. Perfect. It gave me time to prepare. The lawyer I'd hired was Cassandra Mitchell, Victoria's law school classmate. Known as the Dragon Lady at Harvard, she'd always outshone Victoria. She immediately found holes in the resort case. She meticulously analyzed Victoria's behind-the-scenes manipulation. To build Ryan's reputation, Victoria had the victim's family cause scenes at the resort. She used online outrage to create conflict between the resort and victims, forcing us to settle. The crucial point, the victim had hidden their high blood pressure. The resort clearly stated that guests with high blood pressure couldn't use the hot springs. But Victoria, to ensure Ryan's victory, had used personal connections to seal the patient's medical records. She conspired with the victim's family to hide the medical history. The court naturally missed this thread during verification. In court, Victoria played the sympathetic advocate while mounting a weak defense. We were bound to lose. After learning the truth, my lawyer sighed deeply. Victoria's lost her mind. If this gets overturned, her career is over. Who is this person that she'd risk everything for? I froze, unsure how to answer. In that moment of truth, I wondered the same thing. What was their relationship? Was it worth it? Chapter 4. Victoria had been the legal counsel at my company straight out of law school. My first impression, young but principled, meticulous, fearless. She stood up to executives and even me. Yet personally, she was shy and easily flustered. That contradiction captivated me. I supported her career every step of the way. I'd seen her fight passionately for justice, defend the law with unwavering conviction. But I'd never seen her like this, blindly protecting someone else. Seeing my extended silence, the lawyer asked suddenly, "Do you want me to win or lose?" I stared at her, instantly understanding. She thought I still had feelings for Victoria. Win, of course. She smiled. Your expression had me worried. I'd hate for my first loss to be against Victoria. The tension eased. I smiled mysteriously. My gift should arrive soon. Shame I can't witness it. My assistant was picking up the divorce decree. In 2 hours, it would be in Victoria's hands. She still didn't know she'd signed divorce papers. Otherwise, how would she dare withdraw money in my name? I wondered what her face would look like when she saw the divorce decree. I couldn't wait for the trial. Chapter 5. At her mother's birthday party, Victoria brought Ryan. He wore a new suit. Hair perfectly styled, staying close to Victoria's side. To outsiders, he looked more like her husband than I ever had. During a lull, Mrs. Sterling pulled Victoria aside. "Where's Marcus? Why didn't he come with you? Is everything okay between you two?" Victoria's smile froze momentarily before recovering. "Mom, you're overthinking. His company's swamped, I'm busy too. We're fine." She smoothly changed topics, pushing Ryan forward. "Mom, this is Ryan Hayes, our firm's new star. Brilliant, just won a huge case." Her pride and favoritism were unmistakable. Meanwhile, my assistant was driving to the firm with the divorce papers and property division documents. They had to be delivered today. But the firm was empty. After calling Victoria unsuccessfully, he'd been blocked, he called me. I remembered today was Mrs. Sterling's birthday. Yet my phone hadn't rung once. I laughed bitterly. "Leave them in her office." At that moment, Victoria was cutting cake with her mother, Ryan attentively blocking drinks for her. A colleague found her and whispered, handing over an envelope. "Someone from Mr. Coleman's side delivered this. Said it was urgent. I signed for it, thought you should see it right away." Victoria's face darkened. She knew anything from me now meant trouble. She didn't want to upset her mother or let her know about our lawsuits. Mrs. Sterling had always said the family owed everything to me. Too bad Victoria had forgotten. She glanced at the plain manila envelope. Under her mother's questioning gaze, she stuffed it into Ryan's hands. "Just some investment paperwork," she told her mother with a smile. Mrs. Sterling took Victoria's hand. "Marcus is a good man. All these years, he's done so much for our family. He's never missed my birthday. Why don't you call him? I'll ask him myself." Victoria quickly grasped her mother's hand. "Mom, he's in a meeting. You'd put him in an awkward position calling now." Only then did Mrs. Sterling drop it. Ryan shoved the envelope deep into his briefcase, focused on impressing Victoria's family. And Victoria missed her only chance to prepare. Chapter 6. Finally, trial day arrived. Victoria sat confidently at the defendant's counsel table, Ryan nervously beside her. She thought this was just another one of my tantrums. But when my attorney, Cassandra Mitchell, took the plaintiff's table, Victoria's composure cracked for the first time. She half rose before the clerk's reminder made her sit back down. Her spine was rigid as a drawn bow. Ryan didn't recognize Cassandra, still smirking confidently in my direction. I gave him a dismissive glance. "Enjoy it while you can. You won't be smiling much longer." The judge called the court to order. Cassandra wasted no time with pleasantries. She stood, voice clear and powerful. "Regarding the appeal of the Hot Springs Resort case, we submit new evidence. First, the victim's medical records were deliberately suppressed. He was diagnosed with high blood pressure 3 years ago. These photos show the resort's clear warnings against guests with high blood pressure using the hot springs facilities. She submitted thick medical records and the resort's consent forms to the clerk. Victoria's fingers clenched so tight her nails dug into her palms. Cassandra's gaze turned to Victoria. "We've obtained crucial communications between Ms. Sterling and the victim's family before and after the incident, and prior to trial. Her actions constitute solicitation to conceal evidence and conspiracy to obstruct justice. Slander. That's illegally obtained evidence." Victoria shrieked, trying to interrupt. Objection overruled. Plaintiff's counsel, continue, the judge commanded sternly. Ryan's face grew paler with each word. He reached shakily for Victoria's sleeve, but she was beyond noticing. Victoria argued hoarsely for herself in court, but against ironclad evidence, all rebuttals rang hollow. The judge rejected all of Victoria's motions. The gavel fell with finality. Victoria had lost. Ryan slumped in his chair, face ashen. He knew his legal career was over. But this was just the appetizer. Cassandra's voice rang out again. "We also bring independent charges against Victoria Sterling for withdrawing $10 million during the divorce cooling-off period, using her status as my client's wife. Her actions constitute theft and embezzlement. Here are the bank records, forged authorization documents, and forensic analysis confirming signature forgery." Victoria was stunned. Ignoring courtroom protocol, she rushed toward me. "What divorce cooling-off period? What is she talking about? When did we get divorced?" Victoria grew increasingly hysterical. Seeing Cassandra's evidence, she completely lost it. "Marcus. Are you insane? We're not divorced. That money was for firm operations. It's marital property. How dare you sue me?" The courtroom erupted in chaos. Bailiffs rushed in to restrain Victoria. That's when Cassandra pulled 2 documents from her folder. "Ms. Sterling, my client already delivered the divorce decree." She displayed the evidence. One was the stamped divorce decree. The other was the divorce agreement she'd unknowingly signed, tucked beneath the settlement agreement. Impossible. Fake. It's all fake. I never signed any divorce papers. The judge's voice cut through. "Defendant will provide evidence." Victoria shook violently, staring at the divorce decree dated on her mother's birthday. She finally understood what my assistant had delivered. If she'd just opened it, she wouldn't have been blindsided. She'd practically handed herself to the executioner. Victoria completely broke down. Marcus Coleman. You scheming bastard. You set me up. I hope you rot in hell. She charged at the gallery, screaming and cursing hysterically. Tears ruined her makeup, nothing left of the elite lawyer facade. Bailiffs forcibly restrained her as the scene descended into chaos. Amid Victoria's desperate howls and the judge's stern gavel, everything was decided. She should have been a top lawyer. But now, no one would ever hire her again. Her prized career and dignity all gone. Chapter 7. Victoria's courtroom meltdown went viral. The caption was brutal. Undefeated legal goddess falls. Rigged case for boy toy, lost husband's $3 million, divorced in court. The footage showed Victoria, makeup smeared, face contorted, screaming. A stark contrast to her usual cool, professional media image. Public opinion turned instantly. Within 2 hours, it was trending. Netizens flooded the firm's official accounts and Victoria and Ryan's personal pages. Ryan's victory post was excavated. People connected the dots, uncovering the full truth. Their reputations were destroyed. Then, insiders emerged. Exposing how Victoria instructed victims to hide medical history and paid hush money in the Hot Springs case. Revealing how she forced Ryan into the elite firm against the majority shareholders' objections, giving him excessive compensation. Leaked photos from dinners showed them being intimate, particularly Ryan playing victim in Victoria's arms. Even photos of Ryan at Mrs. Sterling's birthday party, acting like the new son-in-law. The internet exploded. OMG. I felt sorry for her stress, but she's a snake. Cheating plus asset transfer plus screwing husband plus evidence tampering plus obstruction. This woman is terrifying. Ryan. The gold digger. Sleeping his way up, now look at him. License revoked karma. Feels so bad for Marcus. Stabbed by his own wife. Support him all the way. This firm still operating. Should shut down. Who'd hire these lawyers? The firm's website crashed under angry comments. Phones rang non-stop. Reporters and gawkers blocked the entrance. Internal morale shattered. Several senior attorneys publicly resigned to distance themselves. The once prestigious firm became an industry pariah overnight. Victoria and Ryan hid like rats, afraid to show their faces. When I heard, I sipped my coffee calmly. Public opinion, whoever controls it wins. Only those who've been cyber-lynched know the pain. Finally, Victoria's turn to taste it. Chapter 8. Victoria replayed everything, growing more bitter. She thought I was just jealous of Ryan. She tried thinking from my perspective if roles were reversed, she'd probably react worse. So she called frantically, ambushed me at the office. Finally, I posted Victoria's photo on every floor of my building. In bold red letters, Victoria Sterling and dogs not allowed. Someone posted it online. Victoria went viral again. Unable to find me, she went to Ryan, planning to bring him to apologize. She forced her way into Ryan's cheap motel room. The air reeked of smoke, alcohol, and instant noodles. Ryan sat unshaven, greasy-haired, clothes wrinkled, sprawled on the couch. Empty beer cans littered the floor. Seeing Victoria haggard but strangely energized showed no admiration or attachment. Only bone-deep resentment and disgust. Why are you here? To gloat? Thanks to you, I've lost everything. License gone, reputation destroyed, job lost, can't even go home. Everyone calls me a freeloading loser. If you hadn't pulled that shit, would I be here? Ryan's voice was hoarse with rage. My fault? Victoria laughed shrilly. Ryan. Touch your conscience. Without me, could you have joined a top firm? Gotten those cases? Become internet famous? Without my money covering your ass, think you'd have made it? Now shit hits the fan and you blame me? Who the hell do you think you are? Ryan, drunk and furious, pointed at Victoria's nose, cursing. Old hag. You think I wanted you? If you didn't have money and connections worth using, why would I bother? Now Lucieri ruined, broke, and dragged me to hell with you. Get out. Get out. His words pushed Victoria over the edge. All the suppressed anger, resentment, fear, and betrayal exploded. Use me? Call me names? I'll show you. Without hesitation, she grabbed a knife. As Ryan watched in shock, she drove it into his side with all her strength. Ryan never thought Victoria would actually attack. A piercing scream shattered the night. The knife plunged deep into his right kidney. Hot blood sprayed instantly, soaking Ryan's clothes, the couch, the filthy floor. Ryan collapsed in agony, body convulsing violently. His face drained white as paper, making choking sounds. Victoria held the bloody knife, staring at the scene and her blood-covered hands. She stood frozen, soul evacuated. The knife clattered into the blood pool. Then she picked up the phone and called 911 herself. Police broke down the door, rushed the unconscious Ryan to surgery, and arrested Victoria. Combined with my charges of embezzlement and fraud, plus her violations of legal ethics, the charges stacked up. She faced a long prison sentence. Ryan lost a kidney. Unable to afford follow-up care, he was discharged early. Post-surgical complications left him permanently disabled. The Hot Springs Resort cleared its name and returned to normal operations. Chapter 9. I decided to take Cassandra to dinner. During the meal, I presented an offer letter, inviting her to be my company's general counsel. Her efficiency impressed me deeply. Never dragging things out, never overstepping professional boundaries. Cassandra opened the offer and saw the number. Mr. Coleman's quite generous. Even for New York, this is double the market rate. I paused, cutting my steak. You're worth it. She laughed softly. If Mr. Coleman's sincere, follow standard rates. Take back the extra. I clinked glasses with her gently. I just wanted to thank you. But you're right, I shouldn't let gratitude overshadow your professionalism. I'll redraft the offer. Please don't refuse then. We'll see. After everything settled, Cassandra packed up and left the city. So I started finding little problems that needed her expertise. Sometimes about legal risk management. Sometimes discussing specific statutes or practical difficulties. Cassandra's responses were always incisive, with her characteristic sharpness and calm, mixed with dry humor. Neither of us acknowledged the subtext. Until 3 months later, when I had business in New York. Before leaving, my assistant sidled up. Boss, I sent your itinerary to Ms. Mitchell. My heart skipped. I wanted to scold him for overstepping, but felt anticipation too. The flight landed on time. I followed the crowd through arrivals. New York's autumn sun streamed through massive windows onto polished floors. As if drawn, I looked toward where light met shadow. At the edge of the waiting crowd, I immediately spotted that familiar figure. Cassandra wore a sharply tailored charcoal coat. She stood quietly, gaze steady as she scanned the exit. When our eyes met across the space, her lips curved slightly upward. Then she walked straight toward me. Mr. Coleman, smooth flight. No small talk, no pleasantries. As if I'd just come for a meeting and she happened to be free. I looked at her, mirroring her slight smile. Yes. Smooth. We walked side by side with the crowd, quietly heading for the airport exit. Afternoon sunlight through glass walls stretched our shadows long across the bright, wide corridor. New York's wind carried heat waves. Just like my racing heartbeat. The end.